if a new season were greenlit, where would you want the story to go? Are there any unfinished chapters from your life that deserve to be shown?
Yeah, that's what me and David have been working on. There's other organizations that I had gone undercover to that hasn't gone out to the media or anybody else, and we'll keep it secret from now. But it's not a biker gang, and it's one of the most powerful organizations in the U.S. So stand by for that. I think you'll see some exciting stuff. But what we're looking at starting 10 years from where we left off with the Outlaws, I think it will flash back to what happened that should have been portrayed by another season or another few episodes. So you'll get to see what the turnout of what that was and what it caused for the 10 years after that.
Okay, so we're talking about some kind of a non-linear plot line, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, we would definitely do it linear in terms of the framework of the story. It's just there would be some catching up to do, right? Like
okay.
We missed a decade in between.
It would still be biker related, but it'll have other organizations in there as well.
Well, that sounds good. I mean, the show grows up, actually. You're not concentrated on the bikers, but actually some other gangs, maybe some Italian Americans, I don't know, maybe Chicanos, whatever. I think the fan will be stunned, actually.
Like Charles is related Falco to, well, he's compared him to James Bond.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's a good analogy in the sense of like, it's like a dirty Bond, like he's got a skill set that he's able to exploit and infiltrate. And you could just basically put him into any scenario and he'd find a way out or a way to make the best of it.
Yeah, absolutely makes sense. I'm just curious. Basically, we do know that you, Damon, will be playing the main lead in the upcoming whatever continuation. Will it be like the feature or the third season, whatever? What kind of Falco will we see? Will he be like grittier, maybe tougher?
Definitely. Yeah, we're thinking as dark as possible based off of the experiences that he will have had. Without giving anything away, yeah, he's a killer is a better way to describe it. He's definitely darker, grittier. The skill set, it's honed in terms of fighting, tactical sort of approach to things. He's smarter. Yeah, he's older, and potentially he has more of a family connection that is at his core. I'm trying to figure out the best way. That's why I'm humming and hawing to say it without giving anything away. The family core is keeping his moral compass aligned, but he's being pulled in several directions, and based off of the experience that he's gleaned up until this moment, he's darker. He's more pessimistic about the world. He's more nihilistic, like he sees the end on the horizon and he wants to do something about it before the final climax. But at the same time, there's some unfinished business with his family that is keeping his fiber intact. So he's just not like a ruthless killer seeking revenge. He's not trying to do good. He's just trying to make something of what his life is amount to.
It'll go down a darker path.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's a much quicker way to say it.
Yeah. Basically, if we could imagine the entire franchise as one movie, the first season was the first act, the second was the second act, and the third one will be like the climax if we're talking about the future, right?
I think, yeah, this would be the Tarantino version of Falco.
Wow, that sounds good because I really love Tarantino. Yeah. Lots of shooting, lots of murders.
Yeah, lots of blood.
Yeah, and rated R. Rated R.
High stakes.
Okay, so that means that basically the color grading will also be changed to some desaturated colors, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see where we end up. Like if we go back to history, then it'll probably fall in line more with the show. But if we go to like HBO or Paramount or a streaming platform like that, we can lend ourselves to getting more explorative within that color palette.
Okay, I get it. As far as I'm concerned, basically you've said that most of the cast are gonna join the feature or the season 3, right? So we'll see Darko and the other fellows.
Yeah, I mean, Darko's a good friend of mine. We weren't friends before the show, but he actually inspired me to have a family. Like, he's a serious family guy, and yeah, he's a great guy. So he's definitely coming back. Obviously, we don't have the devil because he passed away, so there is a new devil in now. But some of the other gang members are back for more.
Oh, that sounds really good because I really love this Darko guy because he was such a good anti-hero, or antagonist for the first season, and then joins you and he helps you, and you need to rebuild this relationship. So it's like vice versa. Really interesting.
Yeah, we kind of see it like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, you know? Like,
Yeah.
as we move forward, they have to work together, and their alliance, I think, gets stronger. I just think, yeah, that relationship is a real gift to the show that we sort of discovered in the moment, you know? Like, do you have a Darko that you grew with in real life?
Yeah, it's largely based on Ryan Matheson, and he was a very likable evil guy. You know what I mean? Where they're likable, but they are evil as well.
Yeah.
But they got good side to them too. You know, they're loyal, they're fun to be around with, but then they got too much of a dark side. There's some of these guys that were charismatic, were great, you know, were people you'd like to have conversations with. You just don't want to owe money or be wearing another color that they don't like. But Darko reminded me a lot of Ryan Matheson, and I think that's where Kemp was going with that character, because it reminded me a lot of him and the relationship I had with him. And we had talked about going to Ryan Matheson, co-defendant of Daniel, going to him, and because we already had him on murder charges, and ATF was talking about going to him and seeing if he would flip and then work with me as an informant, but we decided against it because if he said no, we'd be screwed, so we didn't do it. So the show kind of went with, what if he did? You know, what if he did flip and partnered with Falco? I think it was the realistic character that matched Ryan pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely makes sense. I mean, you just touched this topic, you know, of flipping, and I think most of the people who are thinking that they wouldn't flip, they're just pussies or something, because 99% of the people would flip when their family on the stake, you know, whatever.
Yeah, I had two family members when I got arrested that they were going to throw in the conspiracy charges. So we didn't do it with the TV show, but I said, if you don't charge them, then I'll work with you. And I had been betrayed, and everybody had flipped on me except Bernard. There wasn't really anybody for me to flip on because everybody had agreed to testify against me. So it kind of shattered my world. I thought, there is no loyalty. No one's had loyalty to me. I've done everything for them. That's when I realized that whole world was just crap.
Absolutely. But yeah, thanks for sharing, guys. I think we got one question directly to Charles, and then we are good to go to the fan QA and wrap up. So basically the question to Charles.
If you want Gangland Undercover back, now's the time. Post on any social media, a clip, a photo, a selfie with the Fight for Falco hashtag, or even just a text post. Share this video with friends, like, subscribe, and check the comments for all the links. Together, we can make Season 3 happen. Let's make some noise. Together, we're a force.